What is up, everyone? It's Jay, the SAFC fan here, and I am finally back off the hospital so I can do my EFL Championship predictions for match week 41. Yes, match week 41. But before we get started, I'm going to talk about West Brom v Sunderland. That free kick, oh my god, it was class. Humes picking up form. Is he a defender or is he a striker? Because I tell you what, he's banging goals in. So yeah, I can now do my EFL Championship predictions. I'm doing them early because they're weak fixtures, but other than that, let's get to these predictions. Starting off at Pride Park for Derby County versus Burnley. Derby County obviously coming back off a 1-0 defeat against Swansea. Generally speaking, Derby didn't play too bad. They did have lots of chances. Swansea didn't really create anything. They got the goal and Derby's winning streak has ended. For Burnley, good win out against Coventry. That's put them top of the league since Sheffield United against the odds. Lost to Oxford. So, I think both teams are going to be pushing for a win because Derby can't win with Hull City winning as well. They're now back in the relegation zone. Not zone, the relegation battle. To be honest with you, Derby have been so good recently. I get they've just lost to Swansea, but at home, I think there could be a bit of an upset, but Burnley haven't lost a game in 27 now, so that's kind of where Burnley's going to win. Score prediction, going to go 1-0 Burnley. I fancy Burnley just to edge it. Then we head to Ewood Park for Blackburn Rovers versus Sheffield Wednesday. I hate to say it, but at this stage for Blackburn Rovers, I don't think they're going to reach the playoffs because it's our 5 consecutive defeats after losing 2-0 at your home ground against Borough. To be fair play to Borough for winning against Blackburn, who have been a bogey side for them in recent years. But anyways, Sheffield Wednesday coming off of a very late defeat against Hull. And to be fair, I didn't even realise how bad Sheffield Wednesday's home record was. But away from home, they're 4th on the EFL table. Like, it's just madness. So, I think there's one clear favourite in this game. I keep backing Blackburn to win. They just keep losing. This game won't be easy for either side, but I just think with Blackburn being in such poor form, I think Sheffield Wednesday are going to take advantage. Score prediction, going to go 2-1 Wednesday in that game. Then we head to Vicarage Road for Watford versus Hull City. Watford coming back of a 2-1 loss against Bristol City, and that's going to feel like a real sucker punch. I mean, they did get a goal back when they were 2-0 down, but couldn't really get another goal back in. For Hull, late on win against Sheffield Wednesday, I did predict Hull to win 1-0, and they sure did, so I got that one spot on. Generally speaking, Hull's away form, it's been so good, but at their home form, it's been absolutely terrible. They're playing away from home where they feel more comfortable, whereas for Watford, they also are playing in a place where they're comfortable, so this is just kind of like where it's going to be a draw. Watford, playoff hopes are completely detailed, but I think that they won't reach the playoffs from this point onwards after losing against Bristol City. Hull obviously winning late on against Sheffield Wednesday. Score prediction this game, I'm going to back Hull's good away form, 1-0 Hull, I'm saying. Then we head to the next 365 for Stoke City versus Luton Town. Now, Stoke obviously coming back with a 1-1 draw against Preston, and I think Luton will absolutely take a point against a very beatable Leeds side at the moment. Yeah, fair play to Luton. They had quite a few chances, went 1-0 up as well. I celebrated that goal, to be honest with you. Whereas for Stoke, I'd say that's probably the easiest draw you could ever get, because Preston don't score much at home and Stoke don't score much away. So, generally speaking, though, Luton have been great away from home, but they've won their last 2 away games. I think I said they're not good at home, they're not good away from home, but they've won their last 2 away games though. Stoke are picking up form again. I don't know for this one, because both sides, probably Stoke are the slight favourites, but for this game, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think both sides will cancel each other out in this game. Then we head to Carrow Road for Norwich City versus Sunderland. Now, But now Norwich has come back off a 2-1 defeat against Plymouth, and I genuinely expected Plymouth to win that game, if I'm being honest with you. Not because I hate Norwich, just because I think Plymouth are generally a better side at home than Norwich are away. But back at home now for Norwich, I think they prefer being at home because that's where the majority of their points have come from, but the inconsistency is still there. For Sunderland, back-to-back wins, winning 1-0 against West Brom, which is an absolutely massive win as well. So, if you think about it mathematically, we could still get second because, we're only 7 points off Leeds. And I think we're quite far away from Sheffield United, but we could catch up. We could catch up to third at best, but this is going to be a really tough game for both sides. I think Sunderland, ever since lost 3-0, are trying to revive their goal difference back. Score prediction, I'm going to go 2-1 Sunderland. I am just about back in the away side in that game. Then we're head to Bramall Lane for Sheffield United versus Millwall. Now, who would have thought that Oxford would beat Sheffield United 1-0? And to be honest, that's probably made Sheffield United finish second in the league now. Millwall obviously winning 2-1 against Portsmouth, and I think that's a good result for them. Good bounce back ability after losing 1-0 against Sunderland. So it's a good bounce back for Millwall. Sheffield United will definitely want to get back to winning ways after that. We'll really say terrible, but it wasn't a great performance. Losing against Oxford. Obviously, Millwall, their games have been like win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. So they're due a loss. They're definitely going to break that streak at some point, but for now, I just see it continuing. I think Sheffield United back at Bramall Lane, they're going to get back to winning ways. Score prediction, going to go 2-0 Sheffield United. I am back in the home side to get back to winning ways in that one. Then we head to Ashton Gate for Bristol City versus West Brom. Bristol City doing a good job to get back to winning ways against Watford, and for West Brom, it's out 2 defeats in a row. And that is also their third home defeat in the season. So, obviously, West Brom coming back with a 1-0 defeat against Sunderland. I mean, that Trey Hume free kick, you're not going to lie, it was great. So yeah, this one is going to be very tight. If West Brom win this, they can get back to the playoff spots. If they lose, then they could drop even further down the table. So, Bristol City right now 6th place. They can either go higher or stay there. Just hope for the best that they win, because Coventry and West Brom lost, which is going to be a real push-up for them. And obviously, they want Borough to lose against Leeds, which to be honest I don't see happening. But they're at home now, and I think I'm fancying Bristol City with West Brom's poor away form. 2-1 Bristol City, I'm saying, in that game, but I think West Brom could maybe get a point in that game. Then we head to Deepdale for Preston North End versus Cardiff City. Now, Preston coming back with a 1-1 draw against Stoke, and that ain't really a disappointing result because Preston really don't have anything to play for. And Cardiff come back with a 0-0 draw against QPR, and unfortunately, I hate to say it, but it's not enough for Cardiff. I think QPR put pressure on them, but I think Cardiff have more chances than QPR. But they are playing Preston at Deepdale, and to be fair with you, I think Preston have only lost 2 home games all season. But there's a lot of draws in there. I think they're one of the lowest scoring teams in the Championship, Preston. They're getting a lot of 0-0 draws, in Cardiff, they have much more to play for than Preston. So score prediction, fancying a Cardiff upset. 1-0 Cardiff, I'm saying, but probably going to get catfish in the face in that one, to be honest. Then we head to the Riverside for Middlesbrough versus Leeds. Oh my god, what a game we have here. Now, for Borough, that win against Blackburn 2-0 has got them back in the playoff spots in 5th place. So to be honest, for Borough, I think this is a really good time to be playing Leeds, who, let's just say, they're not on a great run of form. They've just come back with a 1-1 draw against Luton, and they are completely out the automatic promotion spots. So yeah, I think the pressure and the confidence has gone down in Leeds, and to be honest, I don't see Leeds winning this game. I don't even see them getting the point. It's getting to the stage where, despite the people saying, "Oh, Leeds are still going to beat Borough," At the Riverside, Borough have been quite hitty bitty. They're winning quite a few games there, but I just don't know. They did lose against Sunderland there. They lost. They're due to Burnley there, and to be honest, score prediction, I'm fancying a Borough upset. I'm going to go 2-1 Middlesbrough in that game, but Leeds might get a point, but based on their bad form, I am going to go 2-1 Borough. Then we head to Liberty for the first of the Wednesday night kickoffs. It is Swansea City going up against Plymouth Argyle, and what a massive win that is for Plymouth Argyle. I know they're still bottom, but if Luton drop points against Stoke and Cardiff maybe drop points in Derby, they might find themselves alive. That great win against Norwich has really pushed their potential survival hopes up. And for Swansea, good win out against Derby, who are in really good form. I do think Swansea at this stage onwards are gonna finish in the mid-table. After they went on that bad run of form, that game where they didn't win a single game in ages, they are starting to pick up their form again. So, great result for Swansea, great result for Plymouth, and Plymouth's away form has been atrocious. They've only won one game all season away. And against Swansea, I don't see them winning. Score prediction, I'm going to go 2-0 Swansea. I am backing Swansea for another home win in that game. Then we head to the Casam for Oxford United versus QPR. Oh my god. Against the odds, Oxford United beat Sheffield United, who were top of the league at the time of recording. And QPR, oh god, 0-0 draw isn't good enough. They are getting dragged back into the relegation battle, and they're one of the most out-of-form teams in the Championship. I think only Blackburn have been more worse than them, Only Blackburn have picked up fewer points than QPR in their last 6 games, which is atrocious. And Oxford United, I do think that now that they've won against Sheffield United, I think they're going to win this game as well. I think they need to think that this is a really good time to be playing QPR. And I just think with Oxford being one of the best sides in the Championship, they're going to cruise over QPR, who are in a bad run of form. Score prediction, I'm going to go 3-1 Oxford in that game. I'm fancying an upset. And then to wrap off the midweek fixtures, we head to the Society area for Coventry City versus Portsmouth. And Coventry losing the last 2 games against Sheffield United and Burnley, which I think it was very predictable, to be honest. And for Portsmouth, losing 2-1 against Millwall, I don't think you'll win this game because Portsmouth at Fratton Park been really good. I'm just getting flashbacks in the reverse fixture where Portsmouth won 4-1. Oh god, I don't think we'll get the same scoreline in this. And if we do, it'll probably be to the home side. Coventry will definitely want to push for a win because they have lost the last 2. But Portsmouth will also want to try and win. I think Coventry have more to play for. Portsmouth aren't going to get relegated from this point onwards. You've got 5 games left to go and you're not going to get relegated. For Cov, if you win this game, your playoff hopes, you could go in the playoffs. Score prediction, going to go 2-0 Coventry. I am going against Portsmouth. I am going with Portsmouth's bad away form and Coventry's home form. Well, there you have it. That is my EFL Championship Match Week 41 predictions. Make sure to get yours down in the comments below. Other than that, I'll see you next time. Also, come on Sunderland.